PRadio.net. It's the station.
Being stuck on 76, 95, 476, 222. You get the picture. Anyway, jump on this train.
This story is a little personal. Now, there was a Amazon driver who got caught out there going above and beyond at work during his job. And what happened was, you see, there was a video. Somebody shot it from there. It looks like the video was shot from an upstairs window. In the video, the original video, you just see the back door of the van swing open. A woman steps out as the Amazon driver's holding the door for her. And so, yeah, he got fired. And so we have video. This is video of a conversation that he had with TMZ. Go ahead and roll it, P.
Women in the video, that's my partner, that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing like I know her personally. You know what I'm saying?
And for what reason was she in the back of the Amazon truck?
See, I was doing my job, just like, you know what I'm saying, Amazon. I was delivering packages, she was back there. We ain't really doing, see, everybody misconstrued the video, you know what I'm saying? Rent is high in town, but everything just high, you know what I'm saying? I just making ends meet, basically, if you get what I'm saying. I felt like losing my job was the most that they could honestly do for me. There was no packages reported missing. Nothing was reported stolen. You know what I'm saying? It was just the incident just went viral. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what cost me my job. The incident going viral. Like, if y'all could get reports, y'all see that wasn't nothing stolen, wasn't nothing, you know what I'm saying? Nothing took. Never have anything been took while I was driving or working at Amazon. So, I'm pretty sure that's the reason that I lost my job. Is the video going super viral. And I kind of knew it too. Once I seen the video going viral, once it hit to like 1 million views on TikTok, I kind of knew it because I know Amazon's strict. So I knew I was going to lose my job after the...
Sir. The packages that we already deliver are in boxes, sir. You can't put your package in a little plastic bag and then put that package inside a box in the back of the van, okay?
Yes, I can.
Well, yeah, Ken is a question of ability, and he certainly
certainly can.
What happens if the engine stops? We all freeze and die. But will it stop or will it stop? No!
It's the D train with Darren, DeVoue.
Oh, I love that one. Such a tonic.
Not looking so much like Benny Siegel's nephew or something like that anymore. Oh, welcome aboard, folks. Get on board, little children. Hey, good morning. Best way to start your week off right here on cmpradio.net. Joined as always behind the glass by the prodigious Uncle P.
Yo.
Yes, sir. As always, the D-Train is brought to you in part by the Browning Group, and the Browning Group is a full-service security processing firm that offers a variety of services throughout the state of Pennsylvania. At the Browning Group, each case is conducted with professionalism and expedience, so you receive the best possible service at all times. At the Browning Group, they specialize in criminal and civil investigation, witness statements, surveillance comp, workers' comp investigations, and security guard services, armed and unarmed. Call them at 1-800-939-2978 or go to thebrowninggroup.llc.com, and when you get there, tell them you rode the D train there. Yes, sir. Coming up in this block of the D, coming up later on the D train, we're going to talk about when it comes to toddlers and firearms, there's no such thing as accidents. But usually we start off with sports, and then we do some entertainment right after that, but we're going to switch it up today for a minute. Because we're going to do entertainment first, sports afterwards. So that mainly because there was a competition this week, this past week, involving two ladies, two great voices of the past, Chaka Khan and Stephanie Mills, involved in a
I just want you to know that. I just want you to know that once you get started, it's hard to stop. You can't stop, you just can't stop. When you get started, when you get down, get you got down. Yes. Come on and groove. Come on. Come on and move. Hey. Come on and move. Everybody got to get down and move. Hey. Come on and groove. Yeah. Come on and groove. Oh, we're back.
Well, I want to do.
Who was?
I want to do Two Hearts. The song.
She said, I need a seat.
Look at her.
I need to sit down.
Woo!
I need
I'm
to
sorry.
sit down. Wow. Hey, man, listen, old age will do it to you, man. That and cocaine takes you down every time.
Right. And she was out in the 70s and 80s when that blow was all over the place.
Billy-
Everybody was doing that
Billy
booger sugar.
D. motherfucking Williams works every time.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, they were ranking on my girl. But that was my first crush. I mean,
Shaka Khan?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, you're not wrong for that. I think that was any young man born in the 70s, right? You know,
didn't even have that little itch in my pants. I just saw her. Stop the presses. Mommy, get me that, please. Like,
tell your mom to get your women? The hell is wrong with you?
No, it's a
Come on, Mom.
metaphor. You know?
No.
Oh, by the way, she said hi. She's serving at church today, P.
She's serving at church today?
Yeah.
Tell your mom I said hi.
So she
Let her know my birthday, December 22nd. You feel me?
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Hint, hint.
we about 30 days away. Hint, hint. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, so should be catching the show on later on, which you can always, don't forget, you can always do on cmpradio.net. That's the beauty of the World Wide Web. If you don't catch any of this show or any CMP's content live, you can simply later on in your day or when you have the time, catch it on the cmpradio.net YouTube or Facebook page.
Yes, man. Shaka Khan. Let me love you, Shaka Khan.
Oof. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. See, that would scare me right there. Black Stars, you got Shaka Khan, you got Willie Stargell, and Arthur Ashe on the joint.
Right.
I would today, knowing all that we know, it's like, yeah, that's not who I want to be on the cover with. I always wondered, well, how did Arthur Ashe get AIDS?
Well, they say it was a blood transfusion.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
If they say so.
Right, exactly.
I
That's
mean,
the story, and we sticking with it.
No, typically, they would say, yeah, he was an abuser, he was a womanizer, he was out here playing around.
Or he's hit bat from the other side,
Oh, he was a switch hitter.
Yeah,
He was left-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah, some left-handed.
Bat from the other side of the plate. Yeah.
God damn, Arthur.
Oh, did you hear about this young fella, Young Dolph? These rappers nowadays, they've been going down like flies, huh?
Excuse me?
Young Dolph?
Say it again.
These rappers
Are
nowadays
going down like what?
dropping like flies.
The lifestyle that you live will end up being your demise, bro. Like, I mean, they're.
And you know what? That's the thing I noticed about these rappers nowadays, boy. These cats ain't talking it.
No.
No, they trying to live it.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them, they're coming from that area, right, where they're selling drugs. We're talking about Memphis when we talk about Young Dolph, right? And he was, I guess, North Memphis,
right,
South Memphis, East Memphis, West Memphis, Memphis. You feel me? Like, there's a lot of parts of Memphis that this young man was in, man, and he was a part of his community, right? He was in the high schools. He was doing things. He was giving back, kind of like Nipsey Hussle. You know what I mean? Was out there giving back, and then it's taken away from us. So, kind of tells you, right? I've always believed that a black person that accomplishes anything is told by whoever gives him his money that he's not allowed to do for his community.
Okay.
And then we see why.
Right.
You know,
Once they gone, they stay gone.
You know, like go to another community and give back. You can give to Africa.
Right.
You can go ahead over there and build a school or something like that, but you can't fix this area, which makes me so much money.
Right.
There's money in poverty, bro. There's money in crime. There's money in everything. Not just the people that are doing it, but the people that are prosecuting it. The people that are holding jails. The people that are putting people away, and you know, messing up their lives. Now I get it. Every action deserves a reaction. You know what I'm saying? But you know that right there is sad.
Oh yeah.
Because he was in the store buying cookies. You don't know who he was buying cookies for. He could have been buying cookies for his daughter. His girlfriend was on her way down there with the kids.
Right.
You feel me? To come, and then he's just snuffed out like that, bro. Sad.
Yeah, and so young. These cats are so young nowadays.
He was 36.
Oh, he was 36?
Yeah, he was 36.
What? I got caught up by the name.
Young dog. Listen,
he ain't so young anymore.
They not young, bro. They're really not.
Oh.
Which threw me off. I said 36. I said, hold on. Why you call yourself young then?
Well, speaking of these cats that are trying to live it nowadays, like the one day I'm sitting there with a coworker and we're unloading a truck at this warehouse, and he puts on some music, and it was this contemporary rapper, this young fella, this man, Stove God Cooks, and as like this guy got, if you want to call them bars, he got 2 bars in, and I was at the point where I wanted to fight this young man. Here's some of it. From a track called I Got That Pyrex. Break the Pyrex. Bluetooth.
You're not connected?
Yeah, it should be.
It's on. Darren's fire.
Yeah. It's me.
Ain't on me. It's on you, good brother.
Oh, son of a biscuit eater.
Yeah. You don't test nothing.
Right. Well, I had it queued up, and I did test it earlier, but I guess the connection, I'm going through YouTube, so I guess the connection.
The connection is what? It says unpaired.
No.
Let me repair it.
No. I think it's right here. There we go. Wait. No, you did unpair it. Merciless. Heating the Pyrex is obvious, and I know I'm not as streetwise as P, but I know that's a reference towards cooking crack. No?
Yes.
Okay. So this has always been the thing that is irking me nowadays with this rap nowadays, because I mean these cats keep talking always. I got that baking soda and all that dumb sugar honey iced tea. Right. Listen. If you've made sugar cookies, you've already mastered a recipe that is much more complicated than cooking crack, all right? It's not that hard. It's not that difficult. And the job has been filled already. That position has been filled. There's other ways for young black men to be making money besides that's. But like you said, there's profit and poverty. And so these records, this is what sells or this is what being pushed. And
no one wants to be the man trying to sell positivity. No one wants to be the man selling inspiration.
Right.
You know, the record labels don't allow that. Right? They're not pushing a whole bunch of people pushing positivity. And if he
conscientious, get his ass out of here.
And if he is pushing positivity, then he has to have an edge to it. Mm-hmm. Right? So, you know, that's our fault as black people. That's our fault for not owning these companies. That's our fault for not running these streaming rights, right? So when I see Jay-Z and he owns Tidal, you feel me? I say, big up, bro. You need to put more people on. You need to pick more people up. You need to give more people opportunities, right? When I see brothers out here that own their record labels and things like that, man, push your shit, bro. You know, go stay independent. We see what the young brother Chance the Rapper did. You feel me? He said he made over $10 million just off the hat sales alone. Nice. He didn't have to rap. Right? I made a couple songs. I'm out here and I sell these hats. I made $10 million off the hats, bro. Like, what's next? You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's a way to do it, right? We just have to believe that you don't have to sell your soul to do it. You don't have to talk about who you shot and who you killed and who you sold what to, when you sold it, and how you sold it to make people. I listen to the rap my kids listen to, and I'm like, damn, my dad was right. Like, literally, like, he was like, no, you're not listening to none of that shit. I wasn't allowed to listen to Ice. The first time I listened to an Ice Cube tape was 8th grade on the 8th grade field trip, and I'm telling you, I listened to that joint from start to finish and start to finish again until we was going to Washington, D.C.
He wore that tape out.
Bro, I listened. My man was like, damn, bro, can I get my... I'm like, yo, this shit is wild.
Which America's Most
Wanted, bro. Yeah. Like, this shit is wild. I see now, fast forward all the way to me being, 42, and I say, damn, this is what he talking about. Listen, that's going to get worse.
Right.
All these things he told me, they're going to get worse with what they're saying out their mouth. If they're allowing this now, imagine what's going to happen.
They're going to have to keep upping the ante.
Right, they have to. I mean, you can't keep the next generation enthralled on the stuff that you were once enthralled on.
Right.
Now we got to talk about murder, and we got all these murders going on. We had a young lady in Philadelphia, 7 months pregnant, shot and killed last night, bro. That is like the most despicable thing in the world for any man.
Right.
Any man, self-loving man, to take a woman's life while she's pregnant with a child, bro. I watched that.
Yeah.
I just said, damn, bro.
That baby. Where's the cops are like, where's the baby daddy? Get your ass down here. Who the hell you think you are, Ray Caruth, nigga?
We need to talk to you. We need to talk to the other whoever she was messing with. Then you got another woman that was killed, walking her sons home from school, her twin 4-year-old boys, bro. Like, murder, bro. Like, and this is what we love this shit.
Right, no.
Obviously, because we're doing it. Obviously, we have no love for each other at all, man. I can't wait till the morning meeting tomorrow, bro. Like, I'm tired, bro. Like, literally, like, enough is enough, bro.
Amen.
You could do gun buybacks, and shout out to PQ Radio 1, right? They were at a gun buyback yesterday in Philadelphia, right? They got over 21 guns, but those 21 guns don't amount to nothing when you're dealing with over 500 homicides.
And I'm like, hearing that number, I'm like, what is this, New York?
Right.
I mean, we don't even have the population to justify those kind of numbers. And
500 homicides in Philadelphia, bro.
And your boy, I was on the morning meeting, Friday's edition of the morning meeting. Your boy said it best, I thought, when they mentioned gun. The genie's out of the bottle already.
Right.
Yeah.
It's definitely out of the bottle, but how do we change it? How do we get it back in the bottle? Or do we even want it back in the bottle? And do we just want to correct the things that have gone wrong over the last? Let's just admit that we've had problems over the last 30 years in our community, right?
Right.
Fuck it, 40. I'm still thinking it's 1997, so I'm going back to 67. So 65 years, ever since we signed the bill to be able to vote, bro. We've had nothing but discontent, right? Unloyalty, you feel me? Mistrust, you feel me? Words that don't really amount to anything being spoken into our community ever since they gave us the right to vote, bro. Go back, check it out, look at it. They killed our leadership, you feel me? They took away programs that our people were building up. We started WIC, bro. Literally, we started. The Black Panthers started WIC, bro.
Oh, and they snuffed the Black.
They snuffed the Black Panthers, shut the Black Panthers down, and then what they do? They end up giving us WIC anyway. Yeah, we're gonna give you WIC along with this crack.
Right.
You like crack, don't you? Oh, you're wrong for selling crack.
Right.
Now we got people stuck on opioids, and oh no, addiction is a disease. It's an illness, huh? It wasn't an illness when my aunt was smoking crack.
Right.
It ain't an illness when my uncle was smoking. It ain't an illness when my little brother was selling the shit.
Right.
Now it's an illness.
It definitely. It's affecting us. Yeah.
No, that's sad.
That's
so if we don't step up, bro, we'll keep being fed this bullshit, bro. This bullshit that we don't care about each other, that we don't love each other, that there is no love in the Black community. How? How is there no love?
Right. That's the antithesis. That's a counterintuitive argument right there.
How do you mean there's no love? There's more love in the Black community than any other community, bro. But we don't love each other. Why? Because we feel some type of way. Why do we feel that way, man? It's sad, bro. I'm trying to figure it out. And when I figure it out, man, I need everybody rocking with me, bro. Like, cause
all hands on deck.
We there's no way we can stop this unless we all admit that we have to stop.
Oh yeah.
There has nothing to somebody dying, getting shot in the street has nothing to do with making money, bro. I understood that at a very young age. I don't have to kill somebody to make money.
Right.
You can steal something from me, and I'll let the universe take care of you, bro. I know 9 times out of 10 you're gonna steal from the wrong joke, and they gonna smoke
And
you.
they'll take care of you.
Or you gonna steal from somebody, you gonna get locked up or do something and come home and then say, yo, what's up, P? What's going on, bro? You got my money? So I'm not with the bullshit, bro. Like, we need to protect our women. Number one, man. We need to protect our women. Like, all this bullshit we seeing on Facebook, all this bullshit we seeing on Instagram is bullshit, bro.
At a massive rate, yeah. All right.
But I'm sorry for taking over your show.
Oh no, dude, because I got you started. Yeah. I knew who I was messing. I met you.
That shit,
you
that
know?
shit pisses me off.
And like I said, you were talking about it Friday too, you know, and so yeah.
Yeah, man, but this is like, I'm watching it last night on the news, and I typically don't watch the news. I had my daughter. We went to Universal Circus.
Okay, nice.
And I had her, and you know, I'm just flicking. They said Saturday Night Live about to start, so I said, all right, I keep it on here. And then as soon as it come on, man, it's like, bang, a woman shot, 7 months pregnant, with child, killed on the streets of Philadelphia. Right. Since when are the women the target, bro?
Right. Who would just walk?
Since when are the women the target?
7 months pregnant too. Couldn't even wait the 2 months and then get her after she has.
No, fuck that, bro. Like, since when are the women the target? Why are the women the target?
I don't. Like,
add that up, make it make sense, bro.
Right, no.
I have 7 children by 4 women, right? And now that I'm dealing, I would never kill them.
Right. To take away, like, to be that selfish one.
Once the child's here, the child's here.
Like,
and when you're in the first couple months, we can pop a plan B in that drink.
Right,
you feel
right.
me? Yeah, let's get right. You know what I mean?
So what you want to do?
Listen, man, plan B is
right.
here, but I'm not going to kill you and kill a child, take a life. Like, no. Because that could be a doctor, that could be a lawyer, that could be the next great person. That's why we don't have the things that we're supposed to have in this community.
And he doesn't take into account that you're going to have to carry that once you do that deed.
Guilt.
Yeah. You think at the moment, yeah.
It makes you heavier.
Yeah.
It makes you heavier. It makes you literally, I've watched somebody that they just became heavy, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Because you're carrying all that.
He upstate right now, and he like, yo, I feel so much lighter.
Right, okay. There you go, yeah.
It's like, wow. Like, yeah, man, I'll be home. They ain't give me life. So I'll be home. But I was out there, bro. I was going through it. I was like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's how it worked.
And like you said, you know, karma will take care of them in some manner, shape, or form. Oof. Heavy stuff, yeah. And we got more on that later.
Yeah.
Oh, well, so with that, let's talk Philadelphia Union. Positive thing in Chester last night is they beat the first place New York Red Bulls 1-0 in full time.
Shout out to the Philadelphia Union.
Yeah. Playoffs will be starting soon, so I'm pretty sure.
That was playoffs.
That was playoffs?
Yeah.
Nah, wait a second. They beat the Union. They beat the Red Bulls?
Yes.
Oh, snap. I didn't realize. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, the game I got team.
Well, most of these jokes are not in the drug game. They're in the gun game.
Yeah.
There's a different
They're
game
horrible
now.
at the
You know
drug
what I'm saying? There's a completely different game now. You feel me?
The drugs are the excuse to have the guns.
No, the drugs aren't even the excuse to have a gun. Like, jokers just buy guns, and now you got people that are emotionally unstable.
Yes.
Right? For so long, we thought therapy didn't work. If we would have introduced therapy into our families when we were younger, we wouldn't be dealing with all this chaos, bro.
Right.
Like, literally. People got to understand, man, therapy works, bro. You don't believe me? Ask me how. Call me so I can explain to you the type of mentality I had before I went in there.
Hey, you know what? It's funny you said because people always watch my mother and I, and they're like, "Oh, y'all have a good relationship," and I'm like, "Yeah, we earned it."
Right.
But you know, a lot of that was through
Therapy.
them, like talking things out.
Mom, you are human, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought parents were
Right,
superheroes,
right.
bro. Everything was taken care of. I didn't know that they were human until I became a parent myself and said, "Oh shit!" I had to call my mom on the phone. I said, "I'm sorry." She's like, "For
Right.
what?" I said, "For everything I ever said to you, bro, because I didn't know it was this fucking hard." She like, see, told you. I said, all right,
waiting all these years to say this shit, son.
I'm not saying that to say, you were right, because shit, it was some shit you could have done differently.
Right.
But I didn't know it was this hard. I didn't know it came with so many decisions.
Right.
I didn't know basically what you do affects your fucking children. Right. So much more than it affects you.
Right, how about
this is a
that?
person that isn't done developing yet.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah.
That's crazy.
Actually, I pulled a little side note. One time we were at therapy at Child Guidance, right? And I noticed there was this, a two-way. I was like, is there someone in there watching us right now?
Right.
So then, when it was time for my mother to have, she's at church. Well, she'll find out later. But when it was my mother's turn to be with the therapist, I get up and I went and checked, and there was no one in there.
Right. So
then one day I was like, what the hell with it? So instead of going to the lobby, I sat there and listened.
Right.
And then I'm sitting there like, oh my God.
Right.
She's like, oh wow, look at all the wow. Mm-hmm. Oh, oops. I need to do better.
Yeah. And sometimes letting the kid in, if the kid really cares for their parent, then they'll realize, all right, like I'm hurting someone that's already hurting.
Right.
And I didn't realize that when my dad died, man, that fucked my mom up, bro. Mm-hmm. Like completely, everything just stopped.
Right.
She just stopped, literally. And it's like, damn, I didn't realize that. I'm pushing her down the street. Come on, Mom, let's go. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do.
Right. The new Mario Brothers is coming out there.
Right. I didn't think, shit. I was in the comic books real heavy, right? Her grandmother was sick. And I'm like, yo, come on, man, take me to the comic book store. Not thinking my grandma was going, her grandmother, my great-grandmother was going to pass away. Right. She passed, and she blamed that on me, bro. Like, that fucked with me. Oh. That turned me into somebody that became, like, very cold. You feel me? Because I love my great-grandma. Like, literally. Like, she was always giving me money. She had a passbook account, like, put money in my bank account. But that turned me into a cold motherfucker, bro. Like, literally.
Okay, yeah.
And it's fucked up. But that's what happens when you're in pain. You give out pain.
Hurt people. Yeah.
That's not a joke, bro. That's literally the truth. And that's why I try to tell people, man, if you have a problem, man, you got to talk about it. You got to talk it out. If you spazzing the fuck out, yelling at every damn body and breaking every fucking thing, there's something deeper than what just happened.
Right.
And you have to identify it. And it could be all the way, it could be all the way back in your past, but you have to talk to somebody and go through and be open to talk to somebody, bro, because there's too many people that's not open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. And it works. If you're honest. Therapy lasts for a long time if you hide and shit. You ain't being honest. You got to be honest with how you feel, bro. Like, literally. Like, I had to come off of that, bro. Like, I was like, man, I ain't telling this nigga on my shit. Yeah, I did this. I did that. You feel me? He was like, well, what about this? You never say that. He's like, yes, you did. You said it last week. All right. Yeah, I did it a little bit. You feel me? Like, but, yeah, man, it's important.
Oh, glad to hear it, Joe. Glad to hear.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, speaking of therapy, has it been therapeutic with the Eagles? Climbing their record up lately?
I don't want us to win, bro. Okay. Like, I don't want. We got 5 divisional playoff. We got 5 divisional games left in this season, bro. Like, and I think we're at game number 11. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is week 11.
This is week 11. You feel me? I don't want us to win. I need us to lose. I want to make sure Hurts is looking good. I want to make sure we understand the running game that we have always had.
And now finally, Flower Child had that road to Damascus moment a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
finally
man.
started running the ball.
Understand, bro? We've always had an offensive line. You didn't have to come in and touch that.
Right.
That was the only thing you didn't have to touch. The offensive line is a running offensive line, bro.
Built for it, yeah.
So let's go. Let's run the fucking ball.
Yes,
but make sure Hurts understands, right? You got to help your quarterback. He's a rookie, bro. Tom Brady didn't have all the skills that he had right away. Right. Did he win the Super Bowl? Yeah, because he was on a Super Bowl caliber team.
Right.
Later on, 5-6 years later, it was all Tom Brady. You feel me? But
as well as the cheating. Don't give me. That's why that keep focused there. Focus.
I would not trade Jalen Hurts. I wouldn't trade Jalen Hurts for nothing. Right? I don't care. I don't care if you said you were giving me Tom Brady when he first came into the league. I wouldn't trade him.
Okay.
Because different coaches bring out different attributes in players. and different abilities, right? And I feel like this coach doesn't know what he has, and it's more of the GM, right? It's more Howie Roseman. So it's really up to Howie Roseman whether we trade him or not. You feel me? But I wouldn't get rid of him.
No, and actually I've liked what I've seen out of him.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he reminds me of a younger, more sturdier Donovan McNabb.
Okay, yeah.
Right, and not as elusive,
more willing to run because Donovan,
right? Because Donovan
want to be a running quarterback.
No, because that was the image that he was portraying. Right. He wanted to be different, and I said, you can't be different. You have to be you, bro.
First downs, man. Get first downs. First downs equal touchdowns.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I don't give a fuck how you get it. Right, but I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't trade Jalen Hurts. What quarterback you gonna draft? What quarterback you gonna get?
And that's what I'm worried about with the never mind. What? I'm worried that that's what's going to happen, even though, like, we've seen some very nice develop. There was a throw he had last week where it looked like he was going to take off, kept his eyes downfield, approached the line of scrimmage, took a step, slid in the pocket, let it fire that pass off. I was like, ooh, nice. Little small technical things. Little things make big things happen.
I heard that, Jabri. WIP keeps talking about trading the 3 first-round picks for Russell Wilson. You can have an awesome quarterback and still lose. Seattle is proving that right now.
Dude.
Have an awesome quarterback and still, no, we do not want Russell Wilson. He's on the tail end of his career. He's going down. We got about 4 years left with him. He could get us another Super Bowl in 5 years. No. We can sit here right now with Jalen Hurts, build around him. The offense is growing. We draft a running back. You feel me? We get mostly this has to be a defensive draft.
And yes, please.
Linebackers, safeties, cornerbacks, and a running back. That's it. That's all we need. Right? We our first pick doesn't have to be a running back. It has to be a defensive lineman or a linebacker. You feel me? But like in the second or third round, you got to take a running back, bro. Like literally, you got to find a running back. You got to find somebody that can carry your team and carry majority of the carries, bro. Because you can't be. I know teams do it. 3 running backs, 2 running backs. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, Dallas is doing it right now. But that just you never get that sustainability when you bringing people in and out, bro.
I think if you have 2 backs, you gotta they have to have 2 different styles,
right?
And 2, you're gonna have to use them at different points in the game.
Absolutely.
So like the big power back, if you're winning, if we're ahead, he's going to be running in the second half, or
I mean, you can mix it up.
Second half.
You look at the Titans. Oof. You feel me? They didn't have a second running back.
They didn't need one. That's 2 running backs right there.
Right. Derrick Henry is a monster, bro. So if you got him in the draft, you draft him. Right. The Eagles. You get him, bro, and you hand him the fucking ball. He makes Tannehill look great, bro.
And a good running back can do that.
Literally.
Line,
he makes him look great. Tannehill was in Miami stinking it up.
And now he looks, when you got that kind of running, that support from the running game,
And I had to give you a shout out.
Hurts too.
Jabri, I had to give you a shout out. I know that's your team. Tighten up, bro. Tighten up.
Who's this? The
Jabri,
Titans?
The Titans, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that's crazy, bro. Like, literally.
So, wait. So they take on the Saints today.
Yeah, they take on the Saints.
And
Alvin Kamara.
The spread been going without Kamara. But the Saints have been, they played plenty of games without Kamara over the past, couple seasons, right? Oh, he's on the phone. But the Saints have played plenty of games without Kamara, and I think so we can't. I don't know about depending on that per se, but I think it's odd that the lines. It started off. Eagles are about 3 points now, right?
3-point favorites.
Yeah. But home field, you know what? Home field is not what it's worth right now. I noticed that in the betting lines. But then, because it seems like home field advantage, it used to be 3. Say if a team was 3-point favorites and they're at home, then they think that on a neutral field, these 2 teams are quite even. They would throw in 3 points for home field advantage. But now I'm noticing from the math, I do the math, and it's like 2 points now. Home teams are under 500 this year. A big part of that, probably the aggregate number, is the Eagles being winless at home. That probably helped. But yeah, Home field is not what it was. I mean, other teams' fans are getting in the stadiums nowadays. You know.
Yeah,
with the
I mean,
yeah.
you know, most people don't want to go outside.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to be a part of the outside rigmarole after you spend a year and a half in isolation, right? And not being able to go and watch football last year and all those good stuff. It's like, fuck it, I'll watch it on TV.
Right, best seat in the house.
Drink a beer, watch it on TV. Fuck it, it's not cold, it's not hot. I'm good.
And that's an all-day thing when you go to a game too, like from tailgating the game, traffic, all that stuff. Oh yeah.
So a lot of people aren't worried about it. Then you got people visiting and popping up with all this PUA money. They going where they want to go. They doing what they want to do.
How about that? All right. With that brings us to the end of our first block.
Yeah.
All right. Don't forget, the Browning Group is a full-service, bonded and licensed and insured full-service process security firm, and that offers a variety of services throughout the state. They specialize in criminal and civil investigations, witness statements, surveillance comp, worker comp investigations, and security guard service, armed and unarmed. The Browning Group conducts each case with professionalism and expedience to make sure that you receive the best possible service at all times. To call the Browning Group, go 1-800-939-2978 or go to browninggroupllc.com and tell them you rode the D train there when you call them.
Tell them you rode the D train.
Yes, indeed. All right, in our next block of the D train, we're going to sometimes your big fat mouth can get you in it, and Alex Jones is finding that out to the tune of millions of dollars. You're on the D train with Darren DeVoue on cmpradio.net, the voice of Chester.
We are not going to intentionally destroy one of our own trains, not when we can still stop it.
We are not ramping down. We're just getting started. Nothing stops this train. Nothing.
Passengers, this is not a shoe. This is disorder. This is size 10 chaos.
700 level attitude, heart of the Italian stallion.
This is 81-year-old pharmacist Martin Bryan of Media, Pennsylvania.
No.
You know him?
No.
Okay. That pharmacy sits right there on Ninth Street, or excuse me, State Street, Media.
Oh. What'd he do?
Oh, he's accused of offering sex for drugs.
He's accused of offering his sex?
No, I'm sorry. Offering drugs for sex. Yeah.
About to say, nigga?
What's up? You want some of this 81-year-old?
Yo, I just need you to suck on my Vienna sausages. And if his pharmacy is on State Street, I was going to his pharmacy.
No way.
Yeah, because I looked at him and he looked familiar. And then you said Media, so it's right there, like cat a corner from yeah. If I would have known that, he would have been my best friend.
Back when you were going.
No, I would have definitely hooked him up.
Okay,
Well,
Jack, I got you.
You want some twin?
Okay, Jack.
I got you.
You should have been said something. The DEA conducted an audit of Bryan's pharmacy and analyzed inventory from 2016 to 2021. They all up in your books now. The audit revealed discrepancies in the pharmacy's inventory of
Oxycontin.
Ding. Oh, wait. Okay, next.
Fentanyl.
And one more.
Xanax. Thank you very much. Do you know your local drugs?
He nailed that too.
Yeah. I mean, they shit. That's what motherfucker want. Yo, you got some Xanax. You got some Oxycontin.
We must, all of us, on this train of life, remain in our allotted station.
It's time for the D train with Darren
Oh, shit.
DeVoue.
The divine keeper of the sacred engine.
Oh, yeah. Shout my girl out. I still love you, Shaka Khan. I don't care what nobody.
I don't care what old Shaka Khan is doing, bro. Literally, if Shaka Khan was to walk in here right now and be like, here, I would definitely take a pop.
Right? Oh yeah. Without hesitation.
Like, damn, Shaka Khan.
Oh my goodness.
And she know it. That's why she sat her ass down. It's like, nigga, you know all you niggas in here want to suck this pussy. You know you want some of this. This old Shaka love, bro. You would leave your wife for me. The Browning Group, bro.
The Browning Group is a full-service licensed, bonded, and insured private investigative firm that specializes in workers' comp, civil investigations, workers' comp investigations, etc. They offer security guard service, and their specialty is process serving. So if you need one of those services, call the Browning Group at 1-8. I closed it. Or go to browninggroupllc.com. And the Browning Group, give them a call. They'll process, serve, and secure it all.
Oh yeah. Shaka Khan.
Oh yeah. And I had that. So we were talking about guns earlier.
Yes, we were.
Yeah. So, and Jabri here mentioned a story that angered him that when he woke up to. This past Wednesday, before I went to bed, there was a story that angered me. Thursday morning, I woke up to a two-year-old shooting. Two-year-old accidentally, they said accidentally, even the headlines, they keep saying accidentally. And shown here, his parents, Saul Rosario and Alexander Aponte. I know in a
No.
Focus.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So they keep saying accidentally shoots himself. No, accident implies there's no one to blame, okay? The person to blame is right here, these two folks on the screen.
You can't blame them, bro.
No?
No.
Okay, well.
You can't. You literally, you can't. Can you blame your mom if you cut your hand on a knife? Can you blame your coworkers if you accidentally nail gun your foot to the wood? This is an action.
Not per se. No.
This is an action by a child, 2 years old, that picked up something that should not have been left out, but he picked it up and he used it.
And see, that's where I see the fault of the parent, because it was left out.
The fault in the parent is the fact that it was left out.
Right.
The fault in the child is the fact that he picked it up.
Right.
The fault in the parent is the fact that it was shells in the gun.
Where a 2-year-old can get his hands on it.
But if the gun is legally owned by the parents, you feel me? It's on them to, they got to deal with the fact that their child shot himself.
Oh, yeah. They got to live with that. Yeah.
That's painful enough. And now you're going to send both parents to jail. Tell me what you think they should end up getting that's going to benefit the child in the long run.
And that's a good thing that he is here, because he wound up being taken to the hospital, and he was
Who took him to the hospital?
His parents.
Right. Did they just sit there and let him die?
No.
Right. So if the gun is legally owned, there's no reason any charges should be thrown down on them. But they have to deal with enough with their child shooting himself or herself if it's a girl. I don't know.
Oh, it's, they didn't say, but actually they said the boy's father.
Right.
The boy's father, which is Rosario, he was arrested and charged with endangering the welfare of a child.
Right.
VUFA, what's that, P?
VUFA, I don't know.
And related offenses. His mother, 31-year-old Aponte, was arrested and charged with endangering the welfare of a child and related charges.
Probably a felon.
Violent felon?
No. I'm going to look it up.
Okay.
I'll know in a couple minutes.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Yeah, the irresponsibility factor that comes into there's just too many of these damn things. These people.
Violation of Uniform Firearms Act. So he's a felon. He's not supposed to have a gun.
There we go.
So yeah, I guess.
But there's so many of these things running around, and people just. I bet he had his damn phone on him. I bet he had his phone where that 2-year-old couldn't get his hands on it.
Right.
But these people. And I grew up where I went to high school at. So I'm of two minds when it comes to guns, right? Because obviously we're of two different schools of thought when it comes to guns. But like,
Absolutely.
I went to high school up in the mountains, right?
Right.
So it was nothing for a father to take his 6-year-old kid. They go out in the back because you had plenty of space to target shoot or to go hunting. But that was two different types of firearms too, because in an urban environment, you're going to have more pistols as opposed to long rifles. Two different styles of shooting. I think a long rifle is safer because it teaches mentally, it makes you calmer if you're going to shoot something. And, you have to stop. You have to breathe. You have to measure your shot. With a pistol, all those clips, they're trying to empty that clip. That's what the clip's there for, right? Got to empty it. I don't think that, when you got, statistically, your family's less safe. Mr. Rosario, your family's less safe with a gun in the house. People say that's a small price to pay for my family's safety.
No, I just feel like you're in Philadelphia right now. You have 500 homicides. This is definitely a different Philadelphia.
Yes.
And if you don't have a gun and you don't properly protect the gun, listen, if he had that gun put up and it was properly protected, the child could not have shot himself. Okay. Again, right? You take the risk and the reward at the same time, right? What's the risk for having a gun laying around for your 2-year-old? He's going to shoot himself or shoot anybody else. You understand what I'm saying? Because he wants to play with the gun. So you unload the gun, right? No shell in the gun, and the child can pick up the gun and go click and it not do anything. You understand what I'm saying? Then you say, listen, this bullet right here, right? This little small, look how small this bullet is. This could change your life. You can't explain that to a 2-year-old. Right. So we talked about this on the morning meeting. If we teach our children how do most people from the hood hold their gun? Sideways.
What is that?
So no one ever taught you that you can't hold a gun like that.
All right.
So you just pick the gun up on you. So if there's no education for something, how do we expect things not to be fucked up?
All right. Good point. Well, and that's the thing that going back to 6-year-olds, like
right.
I said, 6-year-olds educated with guns right there from a very young age. So same thing could be.
Oh, and then they talk about, oh man, but then they go to schools. They go to schools and they shoot up every. Bro, that's a person that's emotionally unbalanced,
unstable, yeah, and well armed,
which is
a bad combination, right? All the time. Yeah.
So you can't avoid those scenarios, right? Majority of the homicides that have probably happened in Philly are from emotionally unbalanced, unstable people. So you can't avoid that. But if I'm teaching my son how to handle a gun correctly, that prepares him that if he ever gets a gun, that he knows, listen, I got to clean it. I got to make sure this is right. I got to make sure that's right. I got to make sure my sights is right. I got to breathe. I got to do all these things. You know all of this.
Right.
Nobody ever taught me how to handle a gun. Nobody ever taught half the people in the city, more than half the people in the city, how to handle a gun.
Right.
So how can we say it wouldn't work to teach gun safety? We don't know.
Right, because you're damn sure gun control is out the window. Forget about that.
You don't know. How can you sit there and say it's not going to work? You don't know if it's never been taught. You can't go off what you know. It's like me saying, yeah, that burger's going to be trash. Why? Because I got a trash burger from across the street. If I've never had a burger from you, I can't judge your burger based off the other place.
Okay.
Majority of us have never been taught how to handle a gun. Never been taught how dangerous a gun is. I learned. And then I had the love of my grandma that stopped me from doing things that I was ready to do with a gun in my hand.
All right. And, well, for me, it goes back years about, I was about 3rd, 4th grade age. There was 3 guys, well, myself, Kevin, I should say Kevin, Derek, and myself. We're sitting there, and as we went to Catholic school together, and as you might imagine, out of the 3 of us, I was the least cool. So we're sitting there by ourselves. It was a Saturday. Kevin's mother and his older brother and his father weren't in the house. So Kevin said, we're figuring out some mischief to get into. Kevin says, hold on, y'all. Goes upstairs, comes back down with a revolver and a few bullets. And again, being the least coolest out of the 3 of us, I didn't want to say anything, but in my head, I was like, this is a bad idea. And so just then, Kevin looks up. He sees approaching, coming towards the house, his mother and his older brother. Pew! Shoots back up the steps. He's upstairs in the bedroom when Mrs. Wesley comes in. And Mrs. Wesley, who was always very serious in her demeanor. But that day, she came in. She didn't even look at Derek and I. She just walked right past us. Y'all gotta go. And behind her comes Kevin's older brother, Ronnie, bawling. So Derek and I look at each other. We go. Later on, I'm at my grandmother's house, and my mother calls me and tells me that Kevin's father passed away. Wow. Which is why Mrs. Wesley and Ronnie came in the house, obviously upset, etc. A few years later, you can't convince me to this day. I think that what if his father hadn't have passed away? Like, was there going to be another life lost somewhere? Like with the three of us in the house with something accidental and as three boys being stupid.
It could have.
Yeah. So after that I was off the guns. Yeah. I'm good.
But that's I don't know that there's a lot of action involved in that. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So I just feel like we have to educate our children. If we're not educating them, man, they're led astray, bro. You feel me? So if we understand the education, the miseducation of black people is just it's out there. It's too many miseducations about voting. Right, it's promoted, and then you're not going to educate them, but you got a rapper on there talking about blah blah and bloom bloom, and you know what I mean, like automatically children run to that.
Oh yeah.
So you got to educate your. Listen, my son turned 18. We going to the gun range. I'm gonna buy him a gun, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? So he got his own gun. He got his own gun license. He got everything he need to carry on his life. Okay. Right? Because everybody has one. Even if it's not legal and it's registered, everybody has one. But if he knows how to handle it and do what he's supposed to do with it, he should be fine.
And, we have a story about that later on. I got 3 nominees for P's Weekly Hero in the 3rd block. And one story we do have is concerning a gentleman who was legally carrying and well-versed in how to use his firearm.
Absolutely.
Speaking of, we were talking about these bad parents here, Mr. Rosario and Miss Aponte. There was a California couple. They were some scammers. They are Brian Ivazian and Marietta Terabelian. They stole almost $20 million in COVID-19 relief COVID-19 relief funds. And you know what? You talked about it earlier with people changing their lives. Like this one guy that I met, when we were both Amazon delivery guys, we were at the same site just chatting, waiting for the customer. And he talked about how he just now is coming back. He took time off to do a couple of things with the 30 G's that he got. But that 30 G's was life-changing money. These greedy some bitches, on the other hand, 20 million, what are you going to do about that? Well, they were on the run, and they're caught now, and they're being sent, or no, they're on the run. They're sentenced, despite the fact that they're fugitives. A judge on Monday sentenced Avayazan to 17 years, and his wife, Terabelian, she got 6 years. Prosecutors say they and others used dozens of phony or stolen identities to submit applications for federal COVID-19 relief funds that were intended to help struggling businesses.
Damn.
Instead, they received the millions and spent them on stuff: gold, luxury items, luxury goods, and payments on homes. So,
bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit. And then when they went on the run, this article coming to us from News 10 in San Diego, they said that they left their kids a goodbye letter. Damn. Sorry, kids. They straight left the kids a goodbye. Mommy and Daddy got to hit the turnpike. We got to go.
Yeah, we got to go. We can't stay around here. I mean, listen, man. When you invest time into your craft, man, you become good at it. You got to roll out with it. Hey, we're too big for this area. $20 million.
$20 million.
Wow, bro. That's sad.
Yes, I'll say. It's still like that. Anyway, That moves us on to our next story. This another bad parent story.
Man, you got a lot of bad parent stories.
Bad parents were on a streak this week, man. So a woman in Indiana, she's accused of. Here we are. She's accused of selling her daughter. Like it's the late 1800s. She sold her 13-year-old daughter to a 27-year-old man. This was in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And the girl's mother, she's charged in Allen County, Indiana, where the defendant transfers or receives properties for terminating the care of a dependent and the neglect of a dependent. The report says that her name, she's Z. Kedia Ya, and she's charged with child solicitation and neglect of a dependent. The girl told police her parents signed paperwork in Burmese to arrange a marriage between her and this 27-year-old. On-line records show that they didn't list a attorney for Ya, but this is this 18. Like, I mean, I've heard stories about this, like, in the 1800s. You know, people, listen, we got 3 kids. Tommy, you're going to have to be a team player. We're going to sell you to John across the street.
I don't think it's boys.
Or girls. Yeah, it's usually girls that they can turn in. Yeah.
Right, they're wives.
And we'll think of you every night when we're eating dinner because of you.
No, I mean, literally, like, that's how things happen. That's how families were created. Right. So it's just not, this isn't the country for it. Because what can happen is a white man can be driven across state lines with an AR-15 by his mother to kill people, and he not be found guilty of nothing. But you can't marry your child off to someone who wants to marry her.
And you know what? Marriage used to be a business contract.
It is a business contract. There is no.
They framed it around love. They put this whole love
you
thing
can learn.
over
You can learn to love somebody, bro. Like literally, you can learn to appreciate them. You feel me? Like you learn to love your parents. You don't just automatically love your parents when you come out the womb.
That's true. Yeah. How about that?
Kid don't know you from a sack of nothing.
They just keep seeing you regularly.
Right, regularly. All right. Yeah, okay. This is my parent. They love me. They're taking care of me. They're doing things for me. They love me. Right. And if you don't have a parent that does all these things, and you equate that they don't love you, they don't care about you. You know what I'm saying? So no, like it's her child, bro. Like who are we to control what she does with her child? Is the bull a sexual offender? Is the bull? You know what I mean, like he's in Burmese. Yeah. He's not even from this country. So what's the problem?
Right.
The problem is she can't do what she want with her child. Yeah. You can ride from wherever to Wisconsin and shoot people.
To perfect a dealership, an empty dealership.
An empty dealership that nobody's stealing any damn cars. And shoot 2 people and injure somebody else and get found not guilty. How are you not guilty for that?
I was just amazed by the footage of I was looking at him when I saw him just walking down the street right past cops with that rifle over his arm. I was just saying, damn, white privilege is something else, boy. That's what you chose to use your white privilege on, boy.
That's not white privilege.
No?
No.
Because I damn sure can't walk down that street with a gun slung over my shoulder.
That's because you're not white.
There you go.
It's not white privilege that allows them to do. They do that without. See, we give it a name. That's just living to them. This is what I do on a regular basis, and I'll shoot you. I'm just glad that people that he shot were not black.
Yeah. While this knucklehead's playing wants to go, Mom, take me over here to Wisconsin to play Call of Duty in real life.
In real fucking life, bro. That's what he did. That's what he did. Then he's in trial.
Right. Oh, my goodness.
Not a tear dropped out his motherfucking eyes. If I was a judge, I would have smacked him in the back of the head. Exactly. Like, you going to jail, boy.
Just because of that right there 10 alone.
10 to 20.
I don't care.
10 to 20. See you when you're 27.
Right.
Like, guess what he just learned?
Oh, definitely. Oh, not just he, but like vigilante mofos in general.
What?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We can do what we want.
It's on now, bitches.
I wish a motherfucker would
Right.
protest.
Right.
Think about it. What was that? North Carolina, South Carolina, when they ran that lady over.
Oh, yeah,
hit her with the
Virginia.
car,
Yeah.
Right? Protesters are. How dare you? How dare you be? You know you have white privilege in this country, and you standing up with these black people worrying about what we doing to them. You better go sit your ass to fuck that.
And
that's
actually,
what they do.
And in Florida, they're putting it into law where you can run down people now. Like, if they endanger your car. But we know that's going to be the old I fear for my life. These things.
White laws, bro.
Yeah,
White laws. White laws protect old white people.
Yeah.
And somebody says the master law and the slave law. You feel me? The master law says I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. So I have freedom. The slave law says you can do whatever the fuck you want to do under these laws, which is liberty. So I lock your ass the fuck up. You feel me? I'll put you in prison. We created prisons for y'all. You thought we was just going to get rid of slavery? Right. This is what happens, man. That's why we have to be involved. That's why our people have to run. That's why our people have to vote. That's why we have to make shit happen, bro.
Yeah, and they totally discourage a vote. Speaking of white supremacy, there was a black man, Jamal Reynolds. He's an inmate in Florida. He, along with several other people, have been raising allegations with the Jackson Correctional Institution about the Jackson Correctional Institution with the Florida Department of Corrections, Office of Inspector General. The Inspector General's been notified because you have a lot of prison guards that not only are that they're getting reports of that are members of gangs, but also the KKK, and openly brag about being members of white supremacist organizations. They usually, even the guards, white guards and black guards, according to the inmate, they don't eat together, or interact with one another. And white guards usually are seen to trying to provoke people of color inside the jail in order to get that excuse to lay hands on them.
Have you ever been in jail before?
No.
Okay. So this happens in every jail in America because it happens outside on every street in America. We understand the KKK exists.
Mm-hmm.
KKK was allowed to do business for how many years? How many times did J. Edgar Hoover try to run in and decimate them? This is power, bro. Literally. Every story you're talking about today has to do with power, bro. Why we don't have it? Why we're so scared of it? Because we're scared to go against the other people, bro. They gonna end up killing me for this shit, bro. And they gonna blame it on another black man, bro.
Right.
Like literally. Power, bro. That's all it comes down to. Who has the most of it? Who really wants it? Who really deserves it?
Well, speaking of power, on our next story, out of control. We always have that stretch in the where out of control cops, and this is Missouri officer, and I know you. I thought of you immediately when
the Show Me State.
Yeah, right. This is a Missouri cop, and Kansas City, Missouri, and former officer. Well, he's about to be a former officer, Eric DeVoue. He's even got a German white supremacist last name, Valcaneri. He's been sentenced for involuntary manslaughter and armed criminal action in the fatal shooting death of a black man back in 2019, in December of 2019. Cameron Lamb, 26 at the time, was backing into his garage when officers shot at him, saying that he had a gun. I saw a gun. Turns out Lamb had a cell phone in one hand and the steering wheel in the other. However, what the cops did was they planted evidence. So you see it. One officer remarked in his testimony that when he came up, he did not see the gun that Lamb, the victim, was supposed to have. However, In the crime scene, in the scene photographs, the gun is sitting there right by the car, which is on the driver's side. Lamb would have had to use his right hand. And that's where they messed up too, because Lamb had an injury in his left hand that wouldn't have enabled him to carry a gun. He was also right-handed. Also, they weren't done there. They put shells, or excuse me, what do they call cartridges, bullets, were found in Lamb's pocket in the morgue. They were not found in They were not logged in Lamb's pocket at the crime scene. So they planted evidence right a few times. The prosecutor in Jackson County issued the bench ruling against DeVoue. Police said in a statement the following verdict: DeVoue has been suspended without pay pending termination. You said it before though, P. Like, yeah, my man got fired for having sex in the car, but not for shooting an unarmed guy
at all.
The judge called the tragic case tragic. The judge called it a tragic case with troubling facts, and said DeVoue and officer with him escalated a situation that had already been calmed. But in their defense, that's what cops do. They always escalate something when they pull up on the scene. I very rarely have seen a cop roll up and be like, all right, everybody, let's chill out here. No. They come in to shut it down. And so, yeah, it doesn't say, let's see what these prosecutors argued that the police lacked a warrant to be on the property in the first place and then staged the shooting to support their claims that Lamb was armed. Before he was shot, prosecutor said Lamb had his left hand on the truck steering wheel and a cell phone in his right hand. It's amazing how often a cell phone can look like a gun to police. So, man, let's go down to sentencing here.
So they got off. The police got off.
No, he's charged. He's charged. They convicted. He's convicted. With
how many years?
No, see, it says involuntary manslaughter, and that's what I'm looking for
it's
now.
Murder, bro.
Yeah, pretty much.
Carry on. Next story.
And well, oh man, these are 3 cops here. Texas constable deputies. Texas. Oh, sorry. They might be sexist.
Texas constable deputies. Like, where's that land? Where's that town at? Texas. I'm trying to go to it.
So they were in. This is in East Texas.
Ooh.
These 3 officers, Texas deputies. They were. Oh man. So they were real stupid with it too. The female cop. So what happens was they're at somebody's house over a warrant. I had to refresh the story. They're at somebody's house over a warrant. Banks, excuse me. So then what they do, the female cop, she meant to turn on. So at times when she should have turned on her camera, she had turned her camera off. When she thought the camera was on, off, it was on. So they're basically running through these people's house. So they're there to evict them. You know how they do. Back in January, Harris and 2 of his deputies, Deputy Chief LaQuanda Banks and Sergeant Derek Holman, they were executing a writ of possession on a rental property. The court order directed the constable's office to seize and take control of the property and turn it back to the landlord's possession. You know, like pretty much an eviction. Right. The warrant states that's when the constable said that they had to go in the house to search it. They took drugs, drug paraphernalia, and then guns and money. In the bathroom, Banks can be heard. That's the female. She can be heard saying, "I cut it off." It's followed by the sound of her body camera turning on. The warrant doesn't state what camera recorded the statement before she turned it on, but Banks can be heard telling someone, "Hold on, don't come down here." As Harris, one of the other cops, hands her a watch display case, she unzips it, puts it in her shirt, then puts 4 watches in her shirt, and Harris says, and I quote, "Take that shit." She then places what is suspected to be a partial box of a .22 caliber ammunition, an Apple iPod box into her uniform shirt as well. Damn, she's just got a bottomless uniform shirt.
Most women do.
Yeah, right. The bras.
Which is crazy. Like, oh my God, man.
Banks hands Harris a wallet with money in it, and she says, some more money. They leave the bedroom with one of the women who lived there who wanted to speak with them and mentioned requesting a lawyer. They head upstairs to the woman with Holman standing guard close by. Harris and Banks, they told my man, the one guy's photo too. He's sitting there, he's like, yeah, bro, I did this. They got me doing that shit. The guy in the blue shirt there. Yeah. But they led the woman upstairs, standing guard, and Banks told the woman they told the woman they found cocaine and drug paraphernalia, and she needed to wait outside while they were finished searching the home. Now, you're serving a writ of possession, so you're not even there. You're not even should be searching anything. You're supposed to just get them folks out, padlock the door, and call it a day, right?
My thing is get them out, padlock the door, and just go back and steal the shit.
Yeah, right. How about that? A little more subtle or something like
right.
Yeah,
you
sloppy.
Stealing it while you on duty.
Right, they right there.
You're just stupid.
Oh, yeah. Harris. Then they're caught on camera reconvening together to split up the loot in the car. Then the police, which were called by the woman, showed up, and that's when Harris again. She thought the camera was off. So when the cops pulled up, that's when the recording stopped because she was trying to activate. She thought she was activating her camera to interact with the police since this was all 40 minutes of footage they got on these three.
Big dummy.
Big dummy. So yeah, their charges. What are they looking at? Harris and Banks are all charged with theft of property between $750 and $2,500, abuse of official capacity, and official oppression. What official oppression? The theft charge is a state jail felony, carries a maximum sentence of 2 years in prison. The other charges are Class A misdemeanors, which carry a maximum sentence of 6 months, along with fines. So there. That takes us to our next story. This guy right here, Santa Clara a University of Santa Clara professor, arson. Oh, he had to go take care of our assistant. Oh, I forgot to introduce our assistant engineer today, Jordan. UC. She, as you can hear, she's being a little vocal. She's fired up today. But this story comes to us from the Mercury News. 47-year-old man with ties to South Bay, and he has been charged. Prosecutors say Gary Stevenson Maynard, his actions endangered firefighters when Maynard setting at least one arson in the massive Dixie fire, potentially endangering firefighters that battled to contain it. It is now the second largest wildfire in state history, according to court documents. Maynard previously lived in San Jose and worked for Santa Clara University. And he's accused of setting the branch fire in the Lassen National Forest behind the Dixie fire lines on August 7th. Busy bee.
Well, he likes fire.
Yeah.
Set it on fire.
Maynard's fires were placed in a perfect position to increase the risk of firefighters being trapped between fires. So he knew what he was doing.
Fire.
Yeah, right.
Fire.
They're seeking. U.S. Attorney Michael Anderson wrote in a memorandum seeking to keep Maynard locked up while the case against him proceeds. So, but the dedication efforts. Authorities first encountered Maynard on July. Authorities first encountered Maynard on July 20th while investigating the Cascade Fire in the Shasta. He just pissy firebug. Shasta Trinity National Forest, according to the affidavit. Brian Murphy, a USFS investigator, found two vehicles parked on a dirt road 150 to 200 yards away from where the fire ignited. One of the vehicles, a Kia Soul registered to Maynard, was stuck on a large boulder. A man later identified as Maynard was trying to free the car. He told Murphy he didn't know anything about the fire and mumbled something about being a professor at a university down south.
Fire University.
yeah, right.
I'm a professor at Fire University.
I like the vacation at Fire Island. Yeah.
Fire. Like, they're crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I used to have a fascination with fire until I got burnt. That shit's hot. That shit is definitely hot. I ain't fucking with that shit no more. I'm good. Like, I used to take the Lysol joints and spray them on a lighter, turn it into a flamethrower.
No kidding.
Bro, that joint came back, got my whole face.
Oh,
Ooh.
man.
Ooh.
Smell his eyebrows. If they were still there.
Ooh. I ain't want no more of that, Jordan. You hear me? You hear me? Daddy ain't want no more of that. I said, oh, no, I'm good.
Oh, well, what happened the day that Maynard was stuck, at one point he asked this firefighter that happened to be there, Murphy, to tow him off this boulder that he was stuck on. Murphy refused because now he's thinking, I think you had something to do with this fire, and we won't let your car hang out. So he got mad, retreated, my man Murphy retreated since dude was getting all agitated, took a picture of the Kia, and that was ultimately linked to several other fires in Northern California. This guy just caused millions upon millions of damage, man. And
fire. Fire.
There's this one guy who plays roles where he just is a little thrown off. He looks just like this, act like
fire.
That role was made for that guy.
No, man, he just likes fire, man.
Yeah.
Certain people just like to see things burn. They like to smell them burn.
Yeah.
You feel me? They get adrenaline rushes from setting fires and seeing people die. How many people died in this fire?
Well, the guy that spotted him said he seemed a little bipolar like behavior.
Yeah.
Mumbling. Yeah, go figure.
He gone.
Yeah, right.
Fire.
Oh, goodness. So, yeah. Oh, man. Well, hopefully he's done. Well, hopefully with him off the street, he's the last of the firebugs. Nah. Did you hear about the woman who, her husband was a serial cheater. So I guess she kind of knew what she was getting into. She's only 28. She's got 4. This is in. This is in, where was this? I want to say California, but wait. I'm unprepared. I apologize. Shut up, Ray. Shut your big mouth.
Fire. Fire.
Oh, well, this woman is 28-year-old Haley Custer. She's already got 28 and 4 kids. Damn. Her 36-year-old husband, Travis Bowling, she had a friend that she was helping through, the friend was pregnant, and she was helping that friend through this pregnancy. She alleges in the article that she had already caught Bowling. I said he was a serial cheater, cheating with at least 30 women. No, he's a mass cheater. He's not a serial cheater. Oh, they've only been married for 6 years, and she's saying she caught him cheating 30 times, 30 women. Dude, when do you have the time?
Huh?
Yeah, well, he made it. He made the time. Anyway, the neighbor, this woman, she's this friend that she was helping with through her pregnancy, but then when the kid is born, she notices, she's changing a diaper one day and notices this little bump on the kid's neck, the same bump that her son has, and at least two of the 4 kids that she has with her husband. So that's what, and it's a distinct, rare condition. The family has a little nickname for it, but I don't see it in this particular. Oh yeah, we call it the birth defect popped out. They're babies. It's really hard to see. When I found out, my friend was standing next to me. I looked at her, and you could just tell she couldn't say anything. She just dropped her head and looked to the floor.
What's the birth defect?
It's a little bump on the neck. It's right there, but it popped out. I guess when they're saying in this article that it popped out, and it's really hard to see, but until it popped out, the mother, the friend wasn't looking for it. It's a hereditary birthmark, they're calling it. And it was identical to the one And it's identical to the one that the father has, as well as 2 of the 4 kids. It's a gene is carried in the father.
Yeah, they're all going to be cheaters.
Yeah, right. How about that?
I marked you, my child.
That poor woman, though. Can you imagine looking at it and saying, hey,
that's my baby.
That looks right. Right. Is that my baby or?
Yeah.
Right. Oh man. Now, we were talking about guns earlier, and I remember. Well, you remember Sandy Hook when I thought there wouldn't. I was for a while there up until I just became apathetic and said, like your man one morning meeting last Friday, let the genies out of the bottle. But before that, I was all like, you know what? It's going to take something big, and then they'll finally do something. So when Sandy Hook happened, where in Connecticut, where those classrooms of children got killed, and then I was like, finally they're going to do something. A little pile of dead white babies, they're going to get these people started. No. Instead, we're doubling down as a society. And during that time, when the parents and victims, because I mean, if you're a parent of one of those children, you're pretty much a victim of that shooting. When they were being at hearings, etc., Alex Jones, who's the runner of the website InfoWars, a very big conspiracy theorist. This guy's QAnon, all that stuff. Alex Jones was actually, and I thought this was particularly heinous, but he was accusing those victims and parents of being crisis actors, and that they were running a false flag operation in order to try and basically saying that Sandy Hook was a hoax and that it didn't happen and that they were just trying to fake this in order to get gun control passed. Oh, sorry.
You have the soup thrower up here. That's
the soup thrower.
I don't even see no picture of nobody.
Oh, Jones is a video. I was just about this. Oh, yeah. The soup thrower. She got. Oh, so Jones isn't. Oh, damn it. Well, soup thrower got arrested. They caught up to her. Where is she at? So Temple police caught up to. This took place in Temple, Texas, and they caught up to the woman. Her name is Amanda Nicole Martinez. She's a 31-year-old, and she's charged with. She is charged with. Well, I'd imagine that'd be assault. She's charged with assault causing bodily injury. She was placed under this Wednesday morning. She was placed under arrest and transported to Bell County Jail. We ran that video last week that struck Pete. She put a full, like her whole form was into it. Like it was all one motion in order.
Oh, she meant to do that.
Yeah, dude.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Yeah.
But it was cold soup. It wasn't hot. It wasn't like she just got it, and I think that would have been a different charge.
Okay.
Because the young lady would have reacted differently. To having hot soup thrown in her face.
Yeah.
Right? Because she was like, "Oh, it's just some spices in my eyes," instead of, "Oh, this shit is melting my fucking
face.
skin."
Yeah. How about that? What do I have next, P?
Mountain Dew.
Oh man, yeah. And speaking of follow-up stories, remember that we were talking about this happened in Harrisburg area. The homeless gentleman who underpaid, who he thought he was paying 2 bottles for $2, put the money down. He thought he overpaid by 43 cents when in fact he underpaid, or he thought he overpaid when in fact he underpaid by 43 cents. His name was Joseph Soboleski. They locked him up, and they were going to hit him with a felony because saying that he was a multiple-time thief. Excuse me. So yeah, it was 2 bottles for $3. He slapped down $2 on the counter for what he thought was a $1.50 soda, and he walked out without realizing the discount didn't apply to a single bottle.
Oh.
Yeah, so he thought he was good to go. So they were going to, and then a judge ordered him held on $50,000 cash-only bond, but he was in jail for 7 days before his public defenders successfully argued for his release. That's because he's twice been charged in the past 10 years with theft. Once for not paying for a tank of gas and another time for stealing a pair of shoes. And under the 3-strike law, he was looking at, under Pennsylvania's 3-strikes law, a third theft charge would have been a felony, regardless of the amount or value involved. And
that's bullshit.
And right, exactly. He was looking at 7 years.
That's bullshit for 2 sodas.
And 1 soda. and not you wasting everybody's time. Taxpayers, yeah.
You gonna arrest me for that? Oh, I'm about to steal everything in this fucking store, including the fucking cash in the cash register. Now give me that shit.
Oh my goodness,
that's crazy,
isn't it though? Yeah, but so that's a nice little happy ending there. Speaking of the system getting it right, we're going to talk more about something like that in our third block, and that brings us to the end of our second block. Don't forget. A couple of new lineups to the, couple of new additions to the CMPRadio.net lineup, right, P? I saw.
Don't be asking me, right, P?
No. I saw Grieving with Hope yesterday on CMPRadio.net, which goes along with what P and I were talking about during the first block, therapy, as well as, I forget what the next new. Holes to Hole.
You got to see shows here for consecutive weeks before you saying their new shows, bro.
Oh, okay. Okay. For consecutive weeks?
Nah, but Grieving with Hope, I'm hoping they can.
Oh,
come
okay.
through,
I get
right?
you. Yeah.
And visit and
Okay.
their show from here.
Gotcha. Okay. Get people all hyped up. Man, I tuned into this. And it wasn't no show. Yeah. Oh, but that brings us to the end. Well, my point being said, if you miss any of CMPRadio.net live video shows, you can catch up on the content and everything. Like hour 23 with my girl who's a hot mess. She is hilarious. Hour 23, Respect for Life with Mr. Muhammad, etc. And of course, Morning Meeting featuring everybody's favorite Panda Bear, P. And so that brings us to the end of our second block. In our last block, we're going to talk about, we got 3 nominees for P's Weekly Hero, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Hulkster. You're on the D Train.
Yeah, brother.
You're on the D Train with Darren DeVoue on CMPRadio.net, the voice of Chester.
We are not going to intentionally destroy one of our own trains, not when we can still stop it.
We are not ramping down. We're just getting started. Nothing stops this train. Nothing.
He doesn't have expert opinion. He's an expert at giving his opinion.
I'm the damn conductor. That's true.
Good. Overdrive Transports in Conshohocken is hiring. So go to overdrivetransports.com. You get start off at $15 hours. You need a clean driving record and clean criminal background.
And they not hiring. I'm tired of people telling me I'm hiring, but you need a clean criminal. Everybody doesn't have that.
Right.
That's why they'll always be hiring. Like literally, you gotta hire. You gotta take a chance with some people, bro. Give some people some opportunity.
We didn't even mention the drugs.
Damn.
In the beginning, order was prescribed by your ticket. First class, economy, and freeloaders like you.
It's the D Train, Darren DeVoue.
If we ever go outside the train, we'd all freeze and die. If the engine stops running, we'd all die.
Welcome back. Last block on the D Train with Darren DeVoue. Best way to start your week here on CMPRadio.net, which is officially the voice of Chester. I don't know if I've asked you this before, P, but this might be a dumb question, but what are folks from Chester called?
So they used to My mom said it was Chesterites.
Okay.
Right. But then I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna change it, and we're gonna call them Chestorians.
Okay.
Right. So I got a lot of debate. Oh, Chestorians, that's not correct. That's not the correct verbiage. I said, so a Chesterite is the correct verbiage,
right? There was an episode of Taxi one time where they were watching TV, and it was a running joke throughout the episode where they were talking about the hearing, where they were having a hearing about whether people from Delaware were going to be called Delawareans or Delawareites. But, right? You didn't like that episode, Jordan? Okay.
No, Jordan. Go ahead. Say what you got to say. Say good morning. Don't grab nothing. Say good morning. No? You don't want to say good morning?
Funny, she got it right in front of the mic and she got quiet. Oh, did you hear? My man, we talked about Philly DA Larry Krasner on several occasions on the show. That's my man. He'll never pay for a beer in my presence.
Why is that?
Because I love him. The reform that he's bringing to the department and to the system in Philadelphia.
Think it's reform?
What would you call it?
I don't know. Is this the guy with the
Oh no, this here, and speaking of that reform, this here is Philadelphia former detective Manuel Santiago. They were that's Martin Devlin. He, along with two other former detectives, Manuel Santiago and Frank Yastrzębinski, they've been charged with perjury and false swearing in official matters for their 2016 testimony in the retrial of Anthony Wright for their statements in a 2017 deposition related to the case. The three detectives were in the process of turning themselves in, Larry Krasner said. It's a damning report that found that Martin and Santiago coerced Wright, then 20 years old, into signing a false confession admitting to raping and killing 77-year-old Louise Talley in 1991. The report found that Yastrzębinski then lied when he said he went to Wright's home and found clothes that Wright wore during the crime, instead the clothes were worn by the victim. Brian McGonigal, the lawyer representing the detectives, called them good men who spent their careers seeking justice for crime victims. And by justice, they mean doing a crap job. You know what? We got this murder on our hands. We got this black guy here. I'm just going to beat a confession out of him and call it a day, right? Like the laziness. You call that police work? And I swear he's got to be the one dude. The Innocence Files, P. Have you ever seen the Innocence Files on Netflix? No, he's busy. If you've ever seen the Innocence Files on Netflix, folks, there's an episode where they talk about wrongfully convicted folks, and they go through a documentary style. They go through their story over the course of an hour and a half, and how they are eventually exonerated. But I swear, I gotta go back. I've been meaning to do it all week. I haven't never got a chance to, but I'm pretty sure that this guy, Devlin here, is one of those detectives in another guy's case. Anyway, they're supposed to say Krasner, a former defense lawyer, I believe that these charges are an indication that a Philadelphia jury, and in this case a grand jury, can carefully look at evidence and can understand that the law must apply equally to people, whether they are in law enforcement or supposed to be served by law enforcement.
Oh, shit.
This my man. That's why I mess with.
I think equal laws are important.
Yeah.
Right? Understanding that, just because you're white or you're a cop, that doesn't mean you get away with breaking the fucking law.
That way we have chaos in our society.
And that's why we have chaos in the society
now. We talked before about the newly formed Delco Board of Health. And this is the first ever health department in Delaware County. The new director was named Thursday at a meeting. She is Melissa Lyon, and she most recently led Erie County's COVID-19 response. And she's the, again, first director of the Delaware County Department of Health. or health department.
So Delaware County never had a health department?
Never had a health department. That's what I said when I first.
That doesn't make sense.
How about that?
So explain to me what a health department does.
Well, they coordinate the health responses. So during this COVID thing, I didn't realize it until it was COVID that brought it out that there is no.
No, I heard about it. I want to say when the last county council was running, they were talking about how Delaware County didn't have a board of health. And I'm like, so whose board of health do we use if we don't have our own?
Right, because you can't use, Chester County or Montgomery. Chester County.
Chester County is what they were using.
Oh, and those people, they used to have it. What do you mean you need? We don't need anything. We want over here in Chester County.
When you think about Delaware County has their own individual. So Chester has their own board of health, right? And every municipality, I think inside of it has their own, right? So Delaware County might not have been thinking that they needed to have multiple boards of health.
Because I mean, come on, I could walk 6 blocks and I'm in different boroughs in Delaware County. Like,
pretty much.
I've like literally done walked a half hour to a bank, and I was like, oh, look at this. I went from Collingdale to Ridley to Prospect Park. Bang. Oh, but Lion is a graduate of University of New York at Fredonia, and she was currently a Fredonia University adjunct faculty member. She teaches she taught Intro to Public Health and the Health Public Seminar. There you go. So moving on to what we got next. Oh man, this was bad. We talked about delivering before in this show, and there was a woman this past week, and this took place in California, Brentwood. Brentwood. So for instance, OJ's house was in Brentwood, to give you a little perspective of what part of California like this is. So this was a DoorDash driver who did a dump in the lobby of this apartment building after doing a delivery. So the manager, the woman that just delivered a salad. She delivered a salad, came back in the lobby, and then she eased up. In her defense, though, that trash can looks a lot like a toilet, I guess you could say.
She had diarrhea, bro.
She had to go. Go ahead and roll a video, Pete. There should be a video right here.
Video?
Where the woman talks about how she looked at the...
Nope.
No? Should be a what? Should be a blonde hair lady? Oh, son of a biscuit eater. But and the property...
That's why you have to run tests on things and make sure everything is lined. Look, it just pulls up black.
All right. No, she's not a next one.
Let me see if I can find it in the joint.
I know I put them in order, but because the next one is the woman. Like I thought it depicted in a woman talking about it, but the woman goes on to say. She said the woman, the property manager said she.
Now, this happened on Friday. So a woman who had just delivered her a salad through DoorDash. You can see her appearing to walk to the lobby's trash can, then use it as a toilet, eventually taking off her top, wrapping it around her waist, then just walking out of the building without even cleaning up the mess that was left behind. The building manager says she was absolutely horrified at these images. Listen here.
What I saw, I could not unsee. I was flabbergasted at what I saw. She let it go. I mean, you know that saying, when you gotta go, you gotta go. And boy, did she ever. You're 4 steps away from outside where there's a bush, or your car, or I don't know, but not in the lobby of a Brentwood apartment building.
What's funny, she said, you don't do that in an apartment in Brentwood. Take your shit to Inglewood, all right? Go ahead, not up here. Oh my goodness. But yeah, the DoorDash driver got fired. She took him, what she did, P, you probably couldn't hear because one little limitation we have back. So P was playing the video, but he couldn't actually hear the audio. What she did after she took the dump, P, was she took her top off, because that was my next thing after she took the dump. Like, where are you going to be sitting, especially with that little skirt you got on? She took her top off and wrapped it around her waist. That's going to have a little brown badge of courage on it in a moment. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she had the shit real bad.
Yeah, it had to happen. You ever see Bridesmaids?
No.
There's a scene in Bridesmaids where they had actually one bridesmaid, she picked this restaurant, and it just happened that all of them got food poisoning from the restaurant. So the food poisoning sets in while they're trying on their gowns. And so the bride, she runs out into the street, and she's trying to make it across to the bathroom, and then you just see her go like, she goes, it's happening, and she squats down. Yeah, Jordan, it was hilarious. It was pretty fun. One of the funnier scenes in that funny movie. But oh shoot, lost my list. That takes us to our Russian satellite. Should have a satellite next, right?
Yep.
All right, so the Russians destroyed. They're always starting some shit. They're always agitating. They're trolls. Like, they're the 50 Cent of the nation's countries, or the world's countries, just trolling. So Russia exploded a satellite, and the debris came dangerously close to the International Space Station. Of course, Russia issued a statement saying that there was no. The space station people were fine. They weren't in any imminent danger. Excuse me. But space is about to be what I don't know, but I don't know how. But these cats are going to be determined to fight the next war. Like they're in space.
Space.
Yeah.
There's going to be lasers and everything
over satellite space. I don't know.
It's a lot of junk up there. They say.
Yeah, there's a mess up there.
It's a lot of junk up there.
It looks like North Philly, like after a parade, after the Puerto Rican Day
They need
parade.
to get up there and clean that shit up before the aliens come and say, "Look, you motherfuckers." I know y'all just understanding this spaceship, but we've been doing this shit for eons.
Right. Ain't no need for this kind of mess.
This mess. You have the messiest planet in the solar system.
Yeah. Smog and shit. Look at you.
Right, look at it. Look at you. Motherfuckers.
Oh.
So slow.
Our next two stories are about animals.
Animals?
Yeah. Well, there's a video you're going to hit in a second, but in Utah, this took place in Utah. A bear walked into a 7-Eleven.
No, wrong bear. We're on a tree with an animal on a tree.
Oh, that was the next one. That's a New Zealand possum. They actually did, well, as you might imagine, the wildlife here is kind of different from the wildlife there. Those possums look kind of cute to me. Nigga. I mean, I wouldn't approach one or anything, but a woman, they think it had rabies, but a woman was being held hostage by this woman was being held hostage by this a possum like this. It was inside her doorway and keeping her in the house. Every time she went toward the door, it threatened her. She called 911 and she wound up having to get services to come to the house and get the possum. Pete would have taken care of that little. That's what he got the machete for.
Yep. Got that motherfucker right up.
Oh, but then our next story, this one was funny because a bear in Provo, Utah, near Lake Tahoe, Utah, and the bear walks into a 7-Eleven, and you can hear the employee trying to scare it away. She had wound up calling calling authorities, and he sends animal services to scare the bear away. But the bear came back and wound up going into the trash. So they're trying to figure out, and it had a tag on its ear. So he's been up to this before. Like, he's already on the list. Go ahead and roll it, Pete.
Oh my God, man.
What?
The video ain't showing up.
Damn.
You the worst, bro.
I tested them, Jordan. Or wait, did I test them on the phone and not?
Yeah.
I tested them on the phone and not on the.
Right.
What? In it, the woman, she's yelling. The bear comes into the door. Well, he sticks his head in the door. He's all casual too. Like, yeah, I'm here for the big gulp. He stands by the hand sanitizer machine. Then the woman screaming and stuff to get away. I was hoping that he'd make a run for the freezer, because then I was like, what's next? Can this bear use the microwave? Like, does he have the skills? These animals are watching us, man. They're picking up. You've seen it with lions at safari. I've read stories of lions at safaris, like walking up to a car and like opening the door with their teeth. They know how to do this. I'm pretty sure that bear, if they'd have left him alone and let him handle his business, he'd have just got a little burrito from the freezer section, threw that thing in the microwave, handled it, and been out the door. And he'd probably been responsible enough to use, watching us, he'd probably been responsible enough to use hand sanitizer on his way out the door. Hulk Hogan is having health problems, they said, P.
Ooh, yeah, brother.
Oh, yeah, this is picture him pictured here with Ric Flair.
Burns when I pee.
They're trying to figure out which one of them is devastated to deliver more with different circumstances.
Ooh, yeah, the steroids.
Yeah, exactly. Flair saying him.
He's got my pancreas all swollen.
Meanwhile, Ric Flair does it with alcohol. That brother's drunk
Woo!
all the time. Oh, yeah.
Styling and profiling.
So, yeah. The Hulk
Jet flying.
He's made it pretty far, though, for a wrestler. Most of them are like, they don't.
No,
their shelf life.
Their shelf life is all about how much money you make.
Okay.
Right? The money keeps you alive. See, because you have a drug issue, and that usually brings you down when you're not on top.
Okay.
You feel me? Hulk Hogan, he understood that he reached the pinnacle of wrestling before there was a pinnacle of wrestling. Right? He was Hulk fucking Hogan. Everybody knew, ooh, yeah, brother, what you gonna do? Right? When
all those little Hulkamaniacs, say their prayers,
say your prayers, eat your vitamins. From the rip, he got everything, right? So there wasn't too much more left for him to do, right? There wasn't a down for him because he had been down there. So he had reached the pinnacle, the ceiling of wrestling, right? Everywhere it was Hulk Hogan. He bought back WCW. You know what I'm saying? Created the war between WWE and WCW.
Hollywood
came back to WWE. You know what I'm saying? Left again and just recently came back again. So like there's nothing he can do that's wrong.
How about
what's wrong with him though?
Well, it's kidneys and stuff. Where is it at here? Yeah, his health is just he's not doing so good.
Yeah, well, you knew that was going to happen.
Well, yeah, especially back when as many of those roids that he had to use.
I'm just now understanding how important it is for me to drink water. I'm like, oh shit, I need some water. Where the water at?
Oh, ain't that my right, goodness.
Yeah, where the water at, Daddy?
Oh, she looks like she wants. So now that brings us, P, to, and I'm working on your intro for it too. Don't you worry, it's gonna be a nice little intro. But we got 3 nominees for P's Weekly Hero. All right, and so with our first story, our first nominee is for P's Weekly Hero.
I see pig feet.
Oh yeah. So
that's my weekly hero.
No, oh yeah, I knew it. Oh my God! When I picked that picture, I said, "Oh, he's gonna have something to say about," and then he was gonna be this. He's automatically disqualified if he eats pork. But go ahead. No, my man, he was at a Chinese man. He has a blog, and he was banned from. He has a food blog, and so he was at an all-you-can-eat barbecue in China. The all-you-can-eat barbecue has banned him because he's been eating too damn.
That's all you can eat.
Right? He's only known as Mr. Kang, and he told Hunan TV that he's been banned from the Handadi Seafood Barbecue Buffet in Changsha City after a series of binges. He ate 1.5 kilograms of pork trotters during his first visit and 3.5 to 4 kilograms of prongs on another visit. Yeah, he can put
prongs or shrimp, right?
Yeah. He said, Mr. Kang said the restaurant is discriminatory against people who can eat a lot.
Ooh.
Right. You say you want people that can eat a lot.
You say it's all you can eat, but you really just want motherfuckers to come in here and get one plate.
Exactly, get full up. Here, try and fill you up with the bread like you do. The restaurant owner said that, told the same reporter that Kang was putting him out of pocket. Every time he comes here, I lose a few hundred won.
All right.
He's like that guy who's winning fair and square at the casino. No, you got to go. He said, what the owner said, even when he drinks soy milk, he can drink 20 or 30 bottles. My man can put it down.
Yeah, he greedy.
Right. Well, or either that, so you're going to discriminate against him, or either that. Well, I don't think they have like the discrimination laws like that we have over here in China. I think, yeah.
Yeah, America's the only place where you can sue somebody for not liking you.
Yeah.
Next story.
All right, our next nominee for P's Weekly Hero is an Uber Eats delivery driver in Philadelphia who shot and killed. Well, he shot 3 kids, 3 teens. These young boys nowadays. Whenever I see a group of young boys nowadays and I see them coming down the street, I'm usually like, I try and disappear because chances are these young boys are packing. So
if you were packing, you wouldn't be scared. There it is. You pull your gun out and just cock that motherfucker. I wish one of you niggas would. They got to think about that. They're like, oh shit, he
already got his joint out.
You feel me? That's what I would do. You feel me? Walk down the street, cock my shit. I swear to God, I'll blow all you niggas' heads off. And stay in here and wait for the police to come. Long as you don't shoot them when they running away, you good.
Right. As long as he has to be facing you.
Yeah, they got to be facing
Stop and turn around.
Right. Ain't no stop and turn around. I ain't going to shoot you. Go ahead, run.
Right.
No, fuck that.
Well, he shot 2 men. And this was in the Mayfair section of Philadelphia, so northeast for P. I guess all of northeast is usually, but nothing. He shot and killed 1.
I'm shooting all the motherfuckers. Shit. Here we go again. Everybody got to go.
Oh, so it was 3 of them, and this was Saturday around midnight on the 3200 block of Longshore Avenue. The driver say, and he's licensed. The driver is licensed to carry. He shot at least 2 of the alleged. He shot both of them several times, though. May have injured the third. The third one sounds like he got away. Both the men that were in their 20s, and they were taken by responding officers to Jefferson Torresdale Hospital, where one of them died. The third robber fled the scene but was injured, so he probably nicked him. The inspector told reporters that the unnamed Uber driver remained at the scene of the shooting and described what happened to officers. An update from the Philadelphia Police Department said an arrest was made and 2 weapons have been recovered. So that's your, he went all.
Yeah. I don't think he went old school. I think he did it, new school. They were coming to rob him, and I'm not taking no losses today, bro.
So they came up on him. They said they came up on him where the gun. They got him at first. They had him right there. They were like, "Oh, where's the money and everything and the keys to the car?" He said, "It's all right, sitting right inside." Right. So as soon as they turned around,
pop, 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 pop. Yeah, any opportunity, bro. You're stupid. It's 3 of y'all. Somebody's supposed to hold on to him. Pat him down first. Make sure there ain't no guns on him. You know what I mean? That's first and foremost. Make sure your area is secure. The police do it. Pat you down first. Make sure, you got a gun on you? All right, man, get on the ground. You was going to shoot us, huh? Now I'm going to pistol whip you with the gun. You feel me? I'm going to beat you up a little bit. I'm going to kick you in your stomach and all that good shit. You feel me? Get you on the ground. Then we're going to pull off in your car. You got to make sure that person cannot do anything to you. Y'all just going to automatically just go, we about to get up in the car and pull off. Y'all, all 3 of y'all done got shot.
Yeah, 2 of them had guns, so.
Like, all 3 of y'all done got shot. You ain't know he had bullets in his gun? Like, no, sad, bro.
Oh, so there's our second nominee for Peace Weekly Hero. And our third nominee, well, he's a strong front runner right now, I'm guessing. But I'm thinking that this third nominee might have a case here.
Okay, let's go.
Because he's an Ontario, Canada teenager, and he got arrested last week for allegedly stealing $46 million from one person in a massive cryptocurrency scam here in the U.S. They announced this Wednesday after a joint investigation with the FBI and the Canadian investigations.
That was legitness. Yeah, it was.
Definitely. $426 million?
$46 million.
$46 million.
And it's, he targeted the victim in what's called a SIM swap attack. It's a method of manipulating cellular network carriers so scammers can intercept two-factor authentication requests.
Damn.
So he was just sitting there and getting the information and then loaded them out. Yeah. It's $46 million.
That was legitness. Yeah, it was.
Didn't need a gun, anything. Oh, that's beautiful.
Bruh, why are you doing anything on your phone related to your bank account?
Right. How about
or doing anything on your phone related to Bitcoin? I'm not playing around with Bitcoin. Everybody like, yo, bro, you ain't get no Bitcoin yet. Like, for what? I have cash. When the cash runs out, but by the time the cash runs out, Bitcoin gonna be all the rage. You're gonna have to pay $1 million.
Right.
Oh,
they're killing me with that.
And if I never have $1 million, then I never get a Bitcoin then.
Or they're killing me with that. Like, there's a commercial that illustrates it great because they're like, hey, everybody at the Bitcoin seminar, great news. You're all millionaires.
Right.
Everybody goes, yay. He goes, wait, you're not millionaires anymore. You're broke. Oh. Then he goes, wait.
You're millionaires again. Right.
It's too volatile, man.
Way too volatile.
No.
Just give me cash.
Right. There you go. That never goes out of style. They didn't release the age of him, but the kid, so that's another thing leads you to believe he's a teenager. He was arrested in mid last year with the incident for theft over $5,000 and possession of property or proceeds of property obtained by crime. So, yeah. Oh, wait. So it says if you have all 15 accounts with the same password, that's definitely not secure. So, that's one thing that comes in my favor. I forget passwords so much. That's how I'm able to stay secure because I'm always having to change them so often.
Yeah, I forget passwords. I don't even remember them.
What's
the password?
Often all these accounts have the ability, multi-factor authentication is key to protecting your personal information and money. So often all these accounts have ability to add a second factor or even a third factor authentication. In today's day and age, you need to go one step further, says the CBI people, Canadian Bureau of Investigation.
It's like the FBI.
Yeah. So, how about that?
But they all wear boots.
Oh, so who? All right, P. We got our three nominees. We got the overeating. We got the super eater. We got who got his personal liberties violated. I think by this business.
The fact that he's eating pork, he's automatically disqualified.
Disqualified. Racist.
No,
racist against pork eaters.
I'm a porkist.
Oh, okay.
I do not associate with anything pork.
And you know what's funny? Last night I had in total intention. I went out. I got something to eat last night, and I ordered from this place, this Wolf Sandwiches. They have a sandwich called the Death by Swine. This is the third time I've had the sandwich, and it's going to be the last time because the Death by Swine. I know, but it's delicious. But what happens about 30 seconds after you complete the sandwich?
You go to sleep.
Just sleep. It puts me down. Hard and fast. Yeah.
What's on it?
It's tender shredded pork. There's sauce. They got pickles, and they got.
Where's this at?
2 eggs.
Where's this at?
Wolf Sandwiches. It's in Aston.
It's in Aston.
Yeah. So you ain't going. Thanks for warning.
Hey man, listen. I don't know these places.
Yeah. Wolf Sandwiches. They got quite the sandwich menu there. You should try them out.
Yeah, they got some turkey and tuna and
shit
like that.
They got all that stuff. Yeah.
Death by tuna with some eggs and shit. I'll fuck with that.
All right. Here we go.
There we go. Wolf sandwiches. I'm gonna look them up.
Oh, so
but I think as much as I want to go with the brother that stole the $42 million,
okay,
right, I have to go with a brother that was protecting himself and his family and making sure he made it home to his family at night. So I'm gonna give my weekly hero to the good brother that shot 2 people and wounded a third. Don't play with me. Do not. I don't know what Uber driver you thought you had,
right?
But I'm a cybernetic Uber driver.
Got the right one.
You got the right one. You're gonna get all these bullets today.
Oh my goodness.
And I'll be damned if I'm a miss. That's your ass.
Oh, that brings us to the end of our this week's Run of the D Train with Darren DeVoue, folks. Don't forget, if you miss any of CMP's awesome content, we got the morning meeting every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You have Hour 23 and coming up next, Mental Health Talk with Chris. Yeah. And you can catch it on the CMP Radio YouTube page or the CMP Radio Facebook page. And then you click on videos if you're going on the Facebook page.
Right.
Click videos, or even the YouTube page. Click video, you can scroll. You can check out all of CMP's awesome content right there.
Absolutely.
She's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, she nodded on you. Speaking of people getting the itis.
Sometimes you have to fight her back. You feel me? We had a nice little fight match up in this joint.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts, kid.
Look. She likes to stick her fingers in my mouth and I bite them. And she was like, oh. She looked at me. Then she put it right. I'm like, I keep biting your fingers. Like, I think you want to stop. Like, she was like, oh. And she looked at me and she did it again. She's like, ah. And then she bit my lip, right? She's like, ah. Then, so she stuck her hand in my mouth again. I bit it again. Look, now she sleep. She's like me. She likes pain.
Oh my goodness.
She's anything like me. She's gonna like pain.
Masochistic, huh?
Yeah.
And please, as always, please have a peaceful, productive, positive week. I'm going to, what am I going? Oh, this week's Thanksgiving. I'm going to see my mom. She'll be back here. I haven't seen my mother in 2 years now because of this daggone thing. I am so pumped. I'm going to have a great week.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Tell her I say hey.
Oh, most definitely, sir.
Yes,
Might even bring her through you.
Yeah, I'll be here. Literally.
Hell to the year.
On Thanksgiving, I'll be here.
All right, that's what's
This
up.
is my family.
Oh, but until then, folks, please be safe as always and have a peaceful, productive, and positive week. We'll see you next week on the D Train with Darren DeVoue here on CMPRadio.net, the voice of Chester.
We're talking about the heroic work of 2 men.
We're going after your train.
The train gets rolling all night long. The train gets rolling all night long.